It's time to think about your 1 month, one plan, and your one grocery haul. And for this month, normally I would just do one major grocery haul and that's it. But I am doing a little tweak to my plan this month and we're going to see how it works out. I'm going to try it first and then give you the option to try it with me. So, if you will, I would appreciate your giving me a moment. I'm going to get everything out so you can see it, see what I picked up because I did catch some sales, and then we're going to talk about why we did what we did. Welcome to the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. I'm so glad that you're spending time in the kitchen with me. Our family loves to cook, decorate, and chat right here. And it takes all of those things in the kitchen to make a home a warm and happy place. The kitchen's the hub, the heart of the home. The time that we spend in the kitchen should be to love, nurture, encourage, and to guide our family and even friends sometimes over delicious meals are just across the counter. Your kitchen should be the place where everyone wants to come, have a seat, get a hug. You are invited to join our family by subscribing. Thank you to my new subscribers. And to those of you who have been on this journey for some time, thank you as well. Because together, we are building stronger families, one meal at a time. Well, I finally got everything taken out of the bags and ready to go. And to be honest with you, this was not as large of a shop as it would normally be. So let's talk about why. First of all, if you have been following the one plan, 1 month, and one shop for some time, and I've been doing it for almost a year, then you know that we've been putting our pantries together, making sure we have everything we need. And we have also been stockpiling an additional pantry. Now, we've really used Mary's Nest 4 corners because we've got the main pantry, we have the refrigerator, we have the freezer, and then we have our other pantry for the extras. And the extras are the part that's most important today. Now, as you know, things are changing. Our grocery bill is not going as far as it used to. And typically, when I purchase just the small basics, the fruit and vegetables, a few canned goods, a little bit of paper goods. Now, paper goods are not ever the cheapest item, but if I purchase groceries and I don't have meat, then I have a more reasonable total at the end of my shopping session. Now, this time, I didn't have any meat, and I focused mainly on those things that I knew were getting low. Now, when the pandemic began, I was not like those people who went out and bought an entire room full of toilet paper and paper towels. I bought a couple of large packages of paper towels, and I bought about 3 large packages of toilet paper. Now, my reasoning for doing that is because there are other people out there who also needed those products. So I didn't load up my car. I tried to be reasonable with that. And I think as long as all of us are reasonable with our purchases, then everybody will have some of what they need. And that's a good thing. So, like today, the Bounty, this is not the larger size Bounty that I would normally get, but this was the size that they had. I got the largest that was available, and Bounty is my preference, and so I purchased one of these. And that's because I already have a large Costco size of paper towels that's sitting in my storage. Okay, so I didn't need a gigantic Bounty. So, Bounty, I've got a backup source. My toilet paper, I had a nice large Costco size still. In fact, I have about 1.5, and I thought while Scott was on sale, that I would pick up 2 of the smaller sizes because it was less expensive to pick these up. It was kind of a buy one, get one free. So I got that. I also picked up a Persil. I like Persil laundry detergent. And the big guy said as he saw it come out of the cart, he said, "But you already have one of those upstairs in the laundry room." I said, "Yes, but I always want a full one available." So I know I'm just about ready to open the one that I have already. So I knew it was time to purchase another one. So I try to keep a full one all the time for my laundry detergent. Now, I was completely out of fabric sheets, and I bought probably, I'll say 3 early in the pandemic about a year ago, and I'm just now really running out of them, and that just happened a couple of days ago. So I knew when I placed my order this time that I needed to make sure that I got a large box of Bounty, but I didn't go crazy. This is 240, so that's plenty. Now, the big guy and I love fruit and vegetables, and we love them fresh. So this was our time to be able to pick up our fresh vegetables that we like. Now, I also knew tomorrow my plan is to prepare some Meatloaf Burgers. And so I needed some buns for the Meatloaf Burgers. I needed some cucumbers, and I like the English cucumbers until the regular cucumbers are in season and they start to taste good again. So that's coming, but it's not here yet. So I have English cucumbers. You know, celery has been an issue. We've been able to find celery, but oh my goodness, it was so dried up when you got it. I'm not sure if it was sitting on a boat somewhere, sitting in a truck somewhere. I don't know what was going on with celery, but it looked horrible. But we were able to get 2, and they looked pretty good. Now, the big guy has been eating a banana a day, or at least a half, with his cereal. And I usually eat the other half with my cereal, so we share a banana a day. I needed cilantro for a dish that I'm going to be putting together, so there's the cilantro. I needed 3 green peppers. I'm going to actually chop up 2, and the third one I'm going to chop up, but I'm going to freeze it so that I'll have that in the freezer ready to go for a weeknight meal. I needed some more lemons. Couldn't think for a minute. I needed some more lemons, and I actually asked the big guy to get a bag of lemons, but he didn't think we needed a whole bag. So, okay, so he got me 3. So if I go out, then I know I've got to pick up some additional lemons. Now he and I both are apple nuts, and so I picked up apples. I'm going to turn you just a little bit. I picked up, we've got green apples. We've got Fuji apples. That's his favorite. And we also needed limes. He loves lime, and I like it in certain dishes. So we've got some limes for that. Now, here's what I bought quite a few of. I needed tomatoes. I love fresh tomatoes. You know, I cook with them as well as just eat them in a salad. And so I need lots of tomatoes. So I have a dozen tomatoes, and they really smell good. We have been hunting everywhere for pretty grapes that were fairly reasonable, and we hadn't been able to find them. The price was high, and they looked terrible. So, you know, sometimes that combination, if they don't look nice and the price is high, they're going to stay on the shelf. I'm not going to buy them. I'll wait. So today, they looked very nice, and the price was actually somewhat reasonable. Reasonable in comparison to what they could be, okay? We also found some navel oranges. Now, the big guy picked this up. I have no idea as to how much they were. I just took care of the end total, and we go with it. So we have lots of oranges, and we typically do a couple of oranges a night. So he'll have an orange, I'll have an orange. That's our dessert, and voila, there we go. So this was the fresh fruit and vegetable portion of the pickup. Now, I wanted some lemon juice to have on the shelf. And so I picked up a bottle of Kroger's 100% lemon juice, and that's for those times when I can't find lemons. So I'm not going to open this. I also picked up a freezer container of lemon juice, which I really like. And you know, iced tea seasons is here for many of you, and maybe it's not for a few, but I love this in my iced tea. So that's the reason why we're going to, I'm going to stick this right in the freezer. Now, this is the part that for those of you who are young homemakers that you're going to want to think about. I found that they had Hunt's tomatoes on sale, those that were diced. And I picked up 6 cans. And the reason I picked up so many was because when I went through my pantry prior to ordering groceries, I knew I had really been hitting the tomato portion of the pantry. We go through a lot of tomatoes. And so I needed tomatoes to have as a backup, because it's amazing how many meals you can prepare just from a can or two of diced tomatoes. That will get you a long way. So always have some diced tomatoes in your pantry, because you can put together spaghetti or lasagna. I like chicken parmesan, and the list just continues on and on. So keep diced tomatoes always. I also picked up some cream of celery this time instead of cream of mushroom. Now, I already had 3 cans of cream of mushroom, so I picked up some additional cream of celery, because depending upon what the dish is that you're going to prepare, you may need the celery more so than the mushrooms. And if you have a family that they find the mushrooms, then you're going to want to use the cream of celery and use that. That will help you in putting that weeknight dinner together very quickly. Also, the private selection traditional panko breadcrumbs were a very good price. Now, of course, I could have just crumbled my own, but I like having these as a backup. And sometimes what I will do is that I'll take them out. I will put a couple of these bags, because they're bagged in here, and put them into the freezer. So I will have frozen breadcrumbs, and they last so much longer than even the shelf life in the box. So freezing them is a great option for you. So those are the things I picked up today. But with these, just imagine, you can bread all kinds of things. You could have salmon cakes, or if you happen to have some crab, you could do crab cakes. And actually, if you have a can of tuna, you could prepare tuna cakes instead of the crab cakes or the salmon cakes. And you would certainly bread them with the panko. It's amazing the things that you can find to do with panko. So we're going to be talking over the next few weeks about things that you can cook that are going to be fast, tasty, and light on the budget. And especially for our young homemakers, we've got to look at planning because things are changing and they are changing fast. And if you haven't started and gotten in the mode to understand, we can't spend our entire budget on processed food. We've got to make sure that we are spending our budget on things that we can cook. And, that's going to be your chicken, your beef, I've got a turkey in the freezer that I'm going to pop out for Easter. Yeah, we're having turkey for Easter. How about that? Not ham, turkey, because it's in my freezer. And so we're going to be using that. And I'm going to be cooking out of the freezer because it's time to really keep things rotating so that nothing in your freezer stays in there too long. And you add a little bit each month, add a little bit to the freezer, a little more. Pick up, if you pick up hamburger and you have enough left over, pick up an extra pack of hamburger so that you can have one to work with for that planned meal, and zip it, put it in your freezer, and you have it sitting there for another meal. And we're just gonna look at some menu styles and let you choose what works with you. Because for the young homemakers, some of you are stay-at-home moms, so maybe cooking's not a real issue. But we're going to look at even those who are stay-at-home moms. We're going to look at those who are working from home. We're going to look at those who are going out now to work. They're back in the office. And we're going to look at some things that we can do to help you prepare your meals, keep that budget down as much as possible. And when I say keep the budget down, that means you're not going to have to buy as much, because the budget is the amount's going to probably stay the same. You're just not going to get as much for that amount. So in order to increase, you have to increase the amount of money. And that's going to all be based on your actual family budget, your personal budget, and what your plan is for your grocery. I know, like today, I spent probably about $150. But remember, I've got a well-stocked freezer, well-stocked refrigerator, well-stocked main pantry, and a well-stocked backup pantry. And so for me, I did not have to go out and do a big mega $300 haul today. Now, that's not going to say that sometimes I might not have to do that, but I don't have to do it right now. So I can put some of that money aside for the next grocery shop. Now, this is the tweak that we're going to make for the 1 month, one plan. We're going to have a plan. We're going to plan it for 1 month. And we are going to plan to take a portion of our grocery budget and we're going to put it aside. Now, what I like to be able to do, and especially as spring and summer comes, I love fresh vegetables. So that means that I need to have a little bit of budget set aside so that each week I can go and make sure that I have plenty of fresh vegetables and fruits. And while I'm out, I usually try to make sure that I check my pantry and that I have plenty of certain canned goods that I know, like when we got the tomatoes, that's something I know I need. Tuna fish is something I know I use a lot. And in fact, during the spring and summer, I probably fix tuna every week. And so I need to always have tuna available. So if that tuna looks like it's getting low, when I go for that little quick shop, and it's a quick shop, it's only going to be about, I'm probably budgeting about $50. So within that $50, I got to be able to get the fresh vegetables and whatever little extra that I need taken care of. But that's $50 off the big budget, and you figure for 4 weeks, so that's going to give us about $200 of my main grocery shop that I'm going to be using and setting aside for those little quick shopping trips. So that gives you an option, because for those of you who don't have a lot of space to do, you may not have a large pantry. And if that's the case, I mean, I went for years and didn't have a large pantry. And I had containers of canned goods and cereal and all those kind of things stuck in closets, stuck here, put in corners. And that's because I knew I needed them and I needed to have them available. So you may have to do the same thing. I love those long under the bed containers that you can get at Walmart, Target, any of those, even Home Depot. And you can just put all of your little extras in there. And when you know you're out, that's where you put your might want to put your some extra flour, extra sugar, you know, those kind of things that you know, salt, pepper, and it's right there, ready to go. But if you store your flour and your sugar, make sure you put it in a Ziploc bag so that no little varmints decide to bother your products. That's a protective way to keep them. So, I've just about talked you to death today. But you know what? We got the shopping part of our one plan, 1 month, and we did our one big shop. So you'll be seeing some of those little shops along the way this month, in the month of April. So I hope you will take the time to watch carefully, that you'll look at what you're doing. If there's some changes or tweaking that you need to do for the sake of yourself and your family as well, start to make those changes. Don't wait, because life is changing around us and we don't know from 1 week to the next what's going to be going on. And I'm not a doomsday person. I'm moving in faith that God is going to provide what we need. But He also gave us good sense. And He says, when you can see things changing, get ready. And I'm saying to you, get ready. Make some changes. Get your pantry ready and provide for your family. So I am happy to have you here as a family. I hope that you will continue to follow Ebony, Ivy, and Time. I am thankful that you're here today. I am thankful for those of you who have been a part of this family for quite some time. And I am so thankful to those of you who are new to the channel. Guys, we are 3 away from 1,000. From 1,000. So I'm asking you, share this video. Tell your friends. Tell them, come and watch and join, because we need it. And we need to stick together so that we can help each other. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a blessed and wonderful week. And I'll see you soon, right here in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Time. Blessings to you. I'm coming back on to say thank you, because we hit our first 1,000 milestone. Mwah! Have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you, thank you.